Morning. Hello. Alrighty, I have already put my link in up top. I'm ahead of you guys, and it's also in the comments. Alright, this morning I want to talk to you about one unexpected reason why you're not succeeding in your goals. And it's one that you might not think, hey Jenny, it's one that you might not give too much weight to or haven't really thought about too much. But one of the main reasons people don't reach their goals is because the goals aren't big enough and they become uninspired. What can happen is when you set yourself a goal that seems really big at the time, is that when you start taking action towards that goal and you start gaining momentum, what can happen is you kind of feel like, well, this is going to happen. You know, I don't feel like I need to work so hard at this now because I know that, you know, it just feels like it's going to happen pretty easily. And when that happens, you know, it's easy to become distracted and stop working towards that thing. So the first thing that you need to do when that happens is set a bigger goal, something that is really, truly going to inspire you, because impotent goals, as Tony Robbins calls them, goals that don't inspire you are going to be forgotten about. It's as simple as that. You might have thought that this goal was a huge thing at one time and it might have felt like a massive stretch. But if you start working towards it and pretty quickly it feels like, oh yeah, this is going to be easy, then it's time to up your game, because one of the biggest killers of goals is that they aren't big enough. They're not inspiring enough. There's not enough to pull you forward and drive you every day. And the other thing that we need to know about this is that the bigger the goal, the bigger our why needs to be. There needs to be a reason for you wanting to achieve the goal. It all sounds like basic stuff, I know, and you may have heard it a million times before, but this is where people fall over all the time. So for me, you might have heard me talk about my goal of making millions, you know, multi-millions in the next 12 months. To be honest, that's an uninspiring goal to me. That in and of itself is not very exciting to me. It's not inspiring. It's just numbers. I've never been inspired by money. It's always, you know, it's a nice reaffirmation or an affirmation of the success that I've been able to create, but money doesn't inspire me, never has. So for me, when I'm looking at a goal of, you know, creating multi-millions in the next 12 months, then there's got to be a why attached to that, because that number for the number's sake has really got, you know, doesn't inspire me in the least. And so my why around that is to be able to get us into a position where I'm able to buy some investment properties and Dave's able to get in there and renovate them. That's my why. You know, I would love to have us in business together doing that. And that excites me. You know, it excites me that he'll be able to work, you know, for himself, or, you know, the two of us together, and that's something that we can do together, and it's helping with our future, and it's something that will be fun to do together, and it gives him the freedom that I have to do with my work every day. You know, I decide whether I show up or not. I have the freedom to do that. So that is my why. You know, the ability to make his life a lot more exciting and a lot more fun, and it's something that we can do together. So for me, that is the why. You know, having multiple seven-figure entrepreneur next to my name really doesn't do anything for me. That's not the market I'll be coaching in. I love to work with my, you know, my startups and women who are, you know, already doing reasonably well, but want to blow it out of the water. That's kind of my space. You know, so having that title next to me isn't going to attract, you know, I don't want to attract entrepreneurs that are already earning seven figures to work with them. That's not really my market. My passion is working with, as I say, startups and women in the struggle. They're my people. So there's got to be a why attached to it. And if you don't have a strong enough why, it's easy to just forget why you're doing this thing in the first place. It's so important to attach your why to it, because if one, the goal isn't big enough, you'll forget about it. I have set so many goals that felt huge at the time, and then over time, as I've started to get into it and started to see progress, I've kind of gone, oh, this is just happening now. And then, you know, I forget that I was even going for it, you know? So I've had to then go, oh, hang on, what am I doing again? Where am I aiming for? And then realize it's time to step that up. It's time to lift, you know, to raise the bar on that and aim for something bigger and better. And then, you know, straight away, I also need to attach a why. why am I doing this? Why is it important for me to go bigger than I am now? Why is it important for me to be, you know, to make more money, for example? So for me, I'm comfortable now. I make a lot of money. I enjoy my life. There's no real, you know, there's no, in the past, for me, it's always been my ass has been against the wall and I've needed to make things happen. Well, those days have been over for a few years now. So it's not about that. I don't have that same, you know, if you don't make this work, it's going to turn to shit. That's not in my life anymore. So my whys have to carry me forward. Whereas before it was like this fear-based thing. Now it's about an expanded kind of view and what you know, what's possible for me now, and also why would I continue to work for that? You know, why would I continue to stretch? Why would I continue to do the daily actions that are going to take me to that level? Because if there's no reason, you know, what's the point? So yeah, if you're finding your goals, you're not reaching them, if you're finding that they're just, yeah, you're just not reaching them for whatever reason, there's a good chance that it's because the goal's not big enough, and or because you haven't attached a strong enough why to the goals. If that, just try and think about, for example, my son, I know when he was in school, my kids are highly intelligent. They have a very high emotional or EQ, and smart, super smart kids. And I know Cody, particularly when he was at school, if he wasn't challenged and he was bored, he would wreak freaking havoc at home as well. He always had to be challenged and stimulated so that he was stretched. If people were stretching him, he would always want to lift to that point. And we're the same as entrepreneurs, you know, and we're driven individuals. So for us to feel like we're inspired to take action, we need to be challenged in some way. We need to be stretched, because we like to do the impossible, don't we? We like to do the impossible. And the way that we can do that is to continue to stretch our goals so that they're bigger and bigger and bigger, but not just for the sake of it. As I say, there needs to be a why behind it. The why is everything at the end of the day. Otherwise you're unfulfilled. Otherwise you'll reach the goals and you'll be still scratching your head thinking, well, what was all that about? Like, I don't feel any better than I did before. The why is important because, as I say, you want to feel fulfilled. Every time you reach that next level, we're always going to want more. It's in our nature. We're always going to want more. We're always going to, there's always another level for us. But we do want to feel, you know, contented that we've reached that, and we want to feel good about that before we start moving on again. Anyway, that's it for today, guys. Remember also that I have my Rich, Fit and Famous online program starting in the middle of March, so that's not far away now, given that February only has 28 days. The link is at the top and it's also in the comments, but go check that program out. It's a 6-week intensive, and it's really for women who have been, or entrepreneurs. I'm not averse to taking men on this program, but it's for entrepreneurs, if you can handle the pink. But it's for entrepreneurs who basically have already got a business that's up and running, but they know there's a whole other level, and it's me challenging you to really look at what is possible for you beyond where you're at right now. I know for me, when I was in startup, there was so much stuff around, but when you actually get to a certain level and there's not a lot around for next level. You know, there's enough for the basic stuff and the startup, but there's really not enough for, you know, I was asking the question so many times. Well, because every time I read a book or read a blog post or watched a video or something like that, people were talking about, because you have no friggin' idea and this is where we start, or it's basically making the assumption that I'm a loser and that I don't know what I'm doing and I need them to fix it. And it's like, you know, maybe once upon a time I needed that sort of help, but now I know what I'm doing. You know, I just want to know what's the next level, what's the next level. And as always, you know, you look for mentors and things like that, and I've found them lacking, to be honest. I think I've needed to find that myself, and then I'm going to be teaching it. And it's about, you know, I had reached a certain level of success. There was no one there to show me what's the next, or other than show me, well, this is what I've done and you can do this too. This is about helping you to uncover what that next level is for you and really understand what is possible for you, given your current circumstances right now, and all of those other factors that come into life. Next level has to take a lot of things into consideration: your partners, your kids, where you want to live, all that sort of stuff. So it's what is possible for you, and then we work over 6 weeks on the stuff around rich, which is money making stuff, different ways to make money or more money in your business, ways to leverage what you have in your business already. It's basically all about making more money in your business, because you already hit a certain level, and it's like, how can we smash through that and, you know, make a shitload more money than you're making now. And then the fit stuff is not just taking good care of yourself physically so that you feel good and so you feel confident, but it's the mindset stuff. So the fit is not just a fit body, but it's also about having a fit, robust, strong mind so that you have a success mindset and you know how to deal with the challenges that come up, because whenever we go to attempt to go next level, shit shows up. It always does. Old fears, overwhelm, upper limit stuff. So we deal with the mindset stuff so that you are feeling mentally strong enough to be able to, you know, mentally strong enough and focused enough to just smash through. And then beyond that, we have the famous online stuff, which is all about the visibility. It's getting your message out there every single day to your audience and just sharing a message and letting them know that you're thinking of them and giving them as much value as you can and building that audience, because the more eyes we have on us, the more money we make. It's as simple as that. So we want to really lift our visibility game, and we spend some time in the program doing that. So if you are interested in that program, hit the link at the top of the video, Rich, Fit and Famous Online. It's a 6-week intensive. I have a payment plan there as well. And if you've looked at the payment plan, you think, oh, that's going to be a bit of a stretch for me, and you feel like you need an extended payment plan, shoot me a message on my business page, Kicking Ass Elegantly, and we can have a chat about how I can make that work for you. I am the queen of payment plans, and I've always got a way to be able to work in with you to make sure that you can afford it. So if that's something that you want to do, shoot me a message and we will chat. That's it, guys. I'm going to see you tomorrow. Bye.